So to start, Dan, you distinguish the optimal state from a flow state. A flow state being a somewhat rare occurrence, and an optimal state being a more attainable goal that we can achieve on a regular basis. Do you mind, once again, just for the sake of everyone aligning here,
Sure.
define flow state for those that don't know it? I think a lot of people do, but not everyone. And then how is that distinguished from optimal state?
Let me start with the optimal state. And this is based on, 1,200 journals, daily journals people kept for a study being done at Harvard Business School. End of the day, they'd say what they felt, what happened, and so on, and whether they had a good day or a bad day. And what it showed was that on people's good days, best days, they were highly productive, they were highly engaged, they cared about what they were doing, they felt very connected to their work, connected to other people, and things went well. That's happily a very large chunk of people's days. Flow, on the other hand, refers to that one time you outdid yourself. You were fantastic. And I think flow is on the spectrum with optimal, but it's a very rare event. It's very idiosyncratic. You can't make it happen. And you're lucky when it does. But if you are a perfectionist, you're beating yourself up when you don't do it. And I think that's unnecessary. I think it gets in the way of your having a good day. So in optimal, we say, flow is nice, but let's look at the spectrum that flow is the peak of and look what's beneath that, because you'll find that it's a kind of a pyramid where many, many more days fall into that optimal zone, which you'd say is sub-flow. And people, I think, will do better to aim for optimal and be pleased and satisfied with optimal and not berate themselves because they didn't get into flow that day.
And so just to extend that a little bit, whereby the complete absorption in activity is the outcome of flow, you suggest that the ability to tune in fully as a doorway into this optimal state. So in other words, focus. Focus is one of the keys to entering this optimal state.
Yeah, and in the original research was done at the University of Chicago, led by a guy named Csikszentmihalyi. We called him Mike in the old days. I think he's, yeah. Anyway, they asked people, tell us about a time you outdid yourself, one time. And they found that it didn't matter if it was a basketball player or a neurosurgeon or a ballerina. Phenomenologically, they're all describing the same state inside. And it was one where they were at their best, no matter what the criterion for performance was. They were fully focused. They lost all self-consciousness. Time seemed to collapse, and it felt great. And what we say is that, focus is not just some epiphenomena. Focus itself is a pathway. The more you can focus and put aside disruptive thoughts, the distractions, all of the things that come to us in our off times, the thoughts that flood in and they become our stream of thought can be distractions when we're trying to attend to something important, a task at hand. And what we say is being able to let go of those other thoughts and fully focus on what you're doing is going to not only help you be in the optimal state, it's going to help you be at your most productive.